What's happening, guys, and welcome down to another new video here on Theme Park Insanity, where we've headed out to Belgium for yet another brand new park. Now, we are here today with Phoenix Adventures, and a huge thank you to Caroon and Chris for bringing us here and allowing us to join them again on this trip. But yeah, we're here for WALIBI Belgium. Now, WALIBI Belgium plays host to rides such as Kondaa and Pulsar, and of course new for this year, Megalodon as well, which is a brand new family launch coaster. There's so much more in there too. And yet again, this is a brand new park to me as well. I've never been here, so I'm super excited to get inside and actually experience all of this for the very first time. So without further ado, let's get inside WALIBI Belgium and let's start our day. Walking up to the entrance then, you can literally see rides everywhere. You've got a traditional Vekoma boomerang there, which I'm actually going to try and ride today because I've not actually ridden one, believe it or not. You can see an Intamin drop tower over there. There was Kondaa behind it just a minute ago too. You've got Loop Guru over here, which of course is a wooden roller coaster. A humongous water park, which we won't be in today. That's a whole different thing. But yeah, there's loads here. It's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to checking all these out for the first time and actually getting kind of on rides that, quite frankly, I've wanted to ride for a very long time. It's wonderful to be here. So yeah, let's get to the main entrance, which I think it's over there. All right, and here we are. Right, let's get inside. And here we are in the park, so nice and straightforward, no issues, straight in. Digital ticket, of course, do pre-book before you come. You can buy tickets on the gate though, there are ticket offices, but again, it always works out cheaper to book before you come. Yeah, no real plan today either. We're just kind of wander around, see where we head to. Obviously there are rides we do want to and need to get on, but apart from that, it's just kind of a nice chilled out sort of walk around and ride things as they kind of turn up. Well, noticeably so far, also a very, very different feel to Walibi Holland. Walibi Holland had a bit more of a bit of a sort of studio style park feel. This one's just a bit more of a chilled out kind of amusement park / theme park feel. The rides very sort of spread out, although saying that, you can hear people screaming on coasters, so we can't be that far from one. I think the wooden one's just over there. But yeah, nice and relaxed. It is busy though today, so queue times could be interesting, but yeah, we'll be getting lots of rides. That's the aim. Well, across the lake there, you've got Pulsar, which is a Mack water coaster, Mega Splash, whatever it's called. You've also got effectively what is Thunderlooper in closed. Interesting. Called Turbine, we'll be giving that a ride as well. But the whole area here is beautiful. Massive, great big kind of pond and just really nicely sort of spread out. So in terms of viewpoints, fantastic, but I think to start with, we're going to be doing a Vekoma boomerang, which, as I said before, yeah, I've still not done. Cobra at the moment, sadly still testing. Oh, it's got a catch cow on that, that's interesting. But yeah, not open to the public just yet, but we do have something called Popcorn Revenge, which is a dark ride, I believe. Let's go Friday night instead. Dun, 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 it's popcorn. If you're feeling a bit more creepy, then you've got the walking corn. Evil popcorn. I've seen it all. And if you're feeling hungry, well, you could always have a corn. So from what I can gather, this seems to be a trackless dark ride with a shooting element. Yeah, a little bit like, obviously, Symbolica and that sort of thing, but just far more wacky and silly and shoot things. Yeah, let's go for a ride. There we go, York Maze. You can take a few leaves out of these guys' books. I know Josh likes his corny puns. We've got Corn of the Rings and, well, the Popcorn Fairy. Fairy Popcorn. Yeah, anyway, not too much longer. Good.
Yeah.
that was Popcorn Revenge. To be fair, that was quite fun. Reminds me heavily of the Macride's kind of gameplay theatre they've got down at Portons Park. Very similar in terms of how it feels. Obviously it's not, but yeah, good fun ride and a good way to start our day here at WALIBI Belgium. That's so corny, is that? And I was about to say they're missing a trick not selling popcorn at the end, but they actually do. So, yeah, kill the popcorn and then eat it afterwards. Oh, and if you want some sweets, there you are. As you saw there, Pulsar testing, and to be fair actually there's a few rides so far that are testing that aren't yet open to the public, so either staggered openings are a thing here at WALIBI Belgium, or they're just kind of a bit delayed in terms of opening some of the rides up. A bit disappointing, but at the same time there's still loads we can get on, and I think we're starting to make our way towards kind of Kondaa now as well, which of course is the park's Intamin mega coaster. Probably the ride I'm most excited for here today, I'd reckon, because it looks absolutely incredible. But with that in mind, let's see where we head next. Well, Thunderlooper in the dark. Turbine, let's go for a ride. Hungry Sharky. Think you want some food? Turbine time. Some very funky smells in here. Unlike most people, I never actually got to ride Thunderlooper at Alton Towers, and this is almost, and I mean almost, identical to that ride. It's a little bit different in terms of obviously the hardware it's got, but the principle is basically the same. Up a spike, through a loop, up, back through the loop, basically backwards. All enclosed, all indoors, which will of course make the ride experience that bit more intense and probably fun as well at the same time. A bit more of a queue than we anticipated, but it is 35 minutes, and actually if it does kind of keep moving the way it is, might not be too bad. Danger, danger, high voltage. This ride's really got some definite kind of Walking Dead vibes to it. The music and kind of soundtrack's really kind of almost eerie, but very industrial. The queue line kind of feels abandoned, which of course is the point. It does really have a Walking Dead vibe to it, but it's not zombies. So that's quite cool. If nothing else, it's definitely going to be a barrel of laughs. Almost there. Right, well, time for a ride. Might not be able to film because it does say no filming, so if not, I will speak to you momentarily. And if I can, well, here's a ride on Turbine. Whoa! Woo! Oh my God! Woo! That was quite the ride. Wow. Well, Turbine was quite the experience. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's got an inversion inside, so the fact we literally just had a lap bar, like a genuine kind of standard Vekoma style lap bar, it's not a Vekoma, but it was that sort of lap bar, was absolutely mental. It's really, really good fun, very fast paced, and it was good to kind of get a taste of what Thunderlooper would have been like at Alton Towers back in the day as well. Cracking ride. Right, next up then, it's time for this year's new ride, which of course is Megalodon here in Dockworld. It's a whole brand new aquatic themed area, a family launch coaster, looks really good fun, and the theming is absolutely incredible as well. Really well designed, really well put together. The majority of the ride is over water as well, so that should be really interesting. Yeah, let's go for a ride. Well, apparently somebody likes big boats and they cannot lie. Maybe it's a codfather. Oh, it's smooth. Wow. Oh, nice. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Hey! Hey! Whoa! Hey!
Dominique, c'était juste une petite balade. Lily, t'as la même ou pas? Dominique, c'était juste une promenade.
Megalodon, a really good fun addition to the park. 3 launches on that. Not entirely certain on the manufacturer. I think it might be Buzzsaw, but don't quote me on that. It's a really, really fun ride. It's a perfect kind of family-friendly launch coaster. There's some really fun whippy elements in it. I like the whole kind of like cheetah hunt vibe with the whipping backwards and forwards and doing that through the low terrain. Overall, good solid addition to the park. Lasted roughly, I think, about 1.5 to 2 minutes. So the ride length, again, pretty decent. And the near-miss elements within that and the theming as well, really good fun. Yeah, a really good solid addition to this park. Well, hot day, time for some ice cream, because I mean, who doesn't love chocolate ice cream, right? Okay, right, next up we're going to be taking a ride on Tikiwaka, which is the park's bobsled coaster. Looks really fun. Does really look like a traditional bobsled coaster in terms of the elements and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's definitely got some pace to it by the looks of it, so let's go for a ride. Tikiwaka, 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 hoo! Oh, okay. Whoa! Woo! Good God! Down we go. Whoa! Oh! Ah! Woo! Woo! Boing! Oh, that was cracking fun. Well, I definitely whacked my tiki a few times on Tikiwaka, that's for sure. That sounded really wrong. Anyway, right. Yeah, that was really good fun. Very different to what I was expecting, I'm not going to lie. I was expecting a few sort of tight twists and turns, but there was none of that. It was literally just kind of a case of diving and spinning, sort of twisting rather than not spinning. Yeah, really good fun, quite forceful. Again, a perfect family coaster, not too over the top, and another great addition to the park. And it also fits really nicely and kind of interacts really well with Megalodon as well, because of course they've kind of woven the track underneath it at one point. Yeah, really fun ride. And with that in mind now, it's time to take on the challenge of Tuton, which again is another dark ride. I'm assuming it's some form of interactive dark ride, but if it's not, it's going to be good fun. 25-minute wait. Let's do this. And then after this, it's time to get super excited as we go on Kondaa. And I've never been more tempted to dance like an Egyptian in my whole life. Apart from, well, yeah, when you've got your hands full, it's a bit harder, I don't know, like, yeah, anyway. Right, let's go for a ride. And here we have Timu Indiana Jones, or possibly the leader of the Third Reich in an archaeologist's uniform. Interesting move. Oh, that's handy. I wanna rock, rock, do. I don't know who this old dude is, but he's got himself in a bit of a sticky situation. Well, you know the drill. Talk to him when we come off. Have you seen my mummy? There we have it. That was the Challenger Tuton Caroon. Definitely the park's take on kind of a ghost train, but with a heavy kind of archaeological feel. It definitely was giving me kind of like Brendan Fraser sort of mummy vibes as well. There was a lot of very blatant influence in there if that wasn't opened before or after, I don't know, but either way it kind of felt like that. Regardless, it's a good fun edition. Yeah, lots of dated effects in there, but a few surprises, including real fire, which I definitely didn't expect, so that was really good fun. And also, of course, I elected not to kind of shoot because I thought it'd be easier to kind of film it that way as well. But the moment has now come to go on Kondaa, which of course is the Intamin mega coaster here at WALIBI Holland. Genuinely, I could not be more excited. Right, let's go for a ride. And there she is in all her Kondaa glory. It looked incredible, it really does. I mean, it's not the tallest mega coaster, but I don't think with what it does it needs to be. Still got a heck of a drop on it though. Literally going up now, it also sounds beautifully smooth. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of airtime through that hill there. And then of course there is the non-inverting Cobra roll, which is quite an intriguing element. I'm not too sure how that's going to feel. But yeah, really excited for this. Really, really excited. And it does come down that drop with some fair speed as well once it gets going. There it goes. Definite airtime there, 100%. Right, well, let's go for a ride. Oh, she's not hanging about. Here we go. Hey! Oh! Wow! Woo! Oh! Wow. Guns. Woo! That's some aggressive airtime. Whoa! 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 Woo! 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 Oh my God. That is absolutely batshit crazy. Wow. I think we might actually have a new top 5 coaster right there. What a ride. I think I officially need a moment to kind of process what I've just actually experienced, because that is unbelievable. It really is. In terms of Intamin mega coasters, that is undoubtedly my favourite. It really, really is. It's incredible. That just proves it doesn't have to be a high ride for it to actually take the title, because it's better than Hyperion, it's better than Goliath, it's better than Expedition G-Force. It's just an absolute monster of a ride. Literally, it's very well appropriately named, and it is packed, and I mean genuinely packed, full of ejector airtime from start to finish. It is trying to throw you out of that train, make no mistake. Monster by name and monster by nature, that is an unbelievable ride, and probably the best thing I've ridden in a very long time. As I said, top 5 coaster for sure. Doesn't make the top 3, but it's definitely kind of 4 or 5 without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, definitely getting back on that later on. Hopefully we'll get some front row rides on it. I've got a fast pass, I'm hoping to be able to use that later on as well. But that's just made my day. Absolutely sensational. Dinner time, and we've gone for some wobbly tables apparently. Chicken tenders. 5 chicken tender meal with chips and a drink came to €16, not bad. And also that it does include barbecue sauce as well. Looks good. I shall eat this and share my thoughts afterwards. Well, I thought rather than kind of discussing afterwards, I'll sort of share my thoughts with it, because I've just had some of the chicken and that is really dry. Really, really dry, like cooked and left on the side for half an hour to an hour dry. Bit of a shame, but the chips are nice and the Coke is quite fizzy, so a bit of an even balance really. Food though, it is tasty, it's well flavoured, goes well with barbecue sauce. No Chick-fil-A sauce. Delicious. Okay, well, we've had some food, sit down for a bit. Nice to have a bit of a sit down and a relax, to be honest with you. These long days, obviously, as I said in the last vlog, do kind of get to you after a while, so good to take a break. But with that said, we're now going to go for a ride on the drop tower. Right, okay, well, let's go for a ride. Right, Dalton Terror time. Let's go. There we go on Dalton Terror. Fantastic views of the park. I can see a lot of expansion space back there, WALIBI Belgium. Alright, here we go. Oh, way up. Hey! Wow. And of course, you can't just do that sort of thing once. So, round 2. A different view this time. That felt quicker. Well, 2 rides there on Dalton Terror, absolutely fantastic as always, and you got to love an Intamin drop tower. They're so forceful. I need to get on Hurricane Kondaa at PortAventura World, but that will happen next year. So yeah, 2 great rides, and we're going to go to Buzzsaw now, which is a top spin ride. This is actually open as well, so that's a good start. Well, next up, we're going to be taking a ride on Ripsaw's spiritual sister, Buzzsaw. Yeah, I mean, it's got saw at the end of it. And it's also one of the OG original Huss top spins as well, which is even better. It does, however, sadly mean it's got those horrible restraints on it, but you have got the water there, and those fountains look like they're going to be doing the thing. And yeah, they're a lot more forceful on these ones than they kind of are in the new ones, so looking forward to getting a ride on this, and most importantly, taking you guys along for the ride as well. Hey! Oh yeah. Hey! Hey! Whoa! Whoa! And there we have it, Buzzsaw. Yeah, it was fun. You got one flip. Other than that, I really do kind of feel like these rides should be called top flip as opposed to top spin, because there is literally barely any spin whatsoever. The new versions, though, do spin a lot, but the older versions have definitely had their day, in my opinion. Still, great to get that on that, and of course, a bit of nostalgia at the same time. Well, next up, we're gonna go down to Calamity Mine for a ride on their Wild Wild West mine train. I mean, it ain't gonna be Big Thunder Mountain, but it's gonna be fun nonetheless. That was rough. Very rough. Well, Calamity Mine, I mean, that is very appropriately named because it is a gigantic calamity from start to finish. It's as rough as a sack of spanners, but It's definitely got a mind of its own, or a life of its own. Colin's just said it is bat poo crazy, and to be fair, actually, yeah, I do kind of agree. That is pretty nuts. It's not as nuts as Colorado Adventure, but it is certainly up there as crazy, putting it politely. But also very, very aged as well at the same time. Good ride, good to tick it off. On to the next. Time for a good soaking. Let's go ride Pulsar. Now, Pulsar is a type of ride I've been wanting to experience for a very long time, and that's a Mack Power Splash. Now, effectively, it kind of works on sort of rocking backwards and forwards via launches before dropping you into the water and absolutely drenching you. Well, today is the perfect kind of weather to be riding this ride in. So, without further ado, let's go get drenched. Right, okay, so sadly the front row is out of action on Pulsar, which means that unfortunately the POV I'll be filming won't be a front row POV. Regardless though, it doesn't mean it's not going to be fun to watch, especially when it does that. So, let's go for a ride. All right, here we go on Pulsar. Really excited for this. Should be fun. Wow. Man, that was mental. Now, you know what? I really expected to get absolutely drenched on that. Well, the only part of me that got drenched, really, is my arm, because the rest of me stayed pretty dry. Apart from my leg, a little bit of a sprinkle on my leg. Regardless, good fun. Very powerful on the launches. The backwards launch, especially kind of the way you sort of like, you pushed into the bar, so you sort of pulled backwards. Really good experience. Yeah, fantastic ride, and good to finally tick that one off. Right, well, time for another ride on Kondaa. Let's go. Whoa! Goodness me. Well, that second ride on Kondaa was absolutely incredible. It's safe to say that is firmly a top 5 coaster, and I would even go as far as to say it's probably a top 3. Realistically, I think we're kind of there. I think we're literally at the 3. But regardless, that has to feature one of the most, and I mean literally, the most aggressive airtime hills, ejector airtime, I have ever experienced. That thing right there, Bruno, Michelle and all your team there, you've done an incredible job of designing this. It's a mind-blowing masterpiece, to say the least. And it's been worth coming here just to be able to ride that alone, without anything else today, to ride Kondaa for the first time after seeing it on social media and YouTube and everything else, and not being able to get here myself. Thank you so much, Corinne. Thank you so much, Chris, for making this happen. That is, you don't want to miss out on that, trust me. Here's something a bit different. It's 5:25, the park shuts at 6 and they're closing the queues for the rides. So they want the park emptied out by 6 basically. Normally most parks you have to be in the ride queue by the end of the day or by literally on the dot to be able to ensure you get a ride before you go. Or here, you best be in the queue at least half an hour before the end of the day, because if you're not, well, you won't be really getting on much after that. You were stood around for the last half hour twiddling your thumbs. Not a fan of that personally. I think it's a bit naughty considering how much you pay, but well, I suppose Belgium will be Belgium, right? Well then, as I said, last ride of the day, so let's go for a ride on Werewolf, and I will speak to you afterwards. Let's go. Here we go for a ride on Loop Guru, aka Werewolf, aka the Bone Breaker, apparently. God! Oh! No! Oh! Oh my God! This is worse than Nash! Oh! Ah! No. Oh no! Ah! Oh! Oh! Ow! Oh God! No! No! No, never again. Oh! Never again! I mean, do I really need to say anything? I mean, the POV literally says it all. So there is apparently a ride that is rougher than Nash at Blackpool. Who knew, right? That was beyond horrific. In fact, I just don't have any words that are politically correct or child-friendly at this point for that ride. Just get shut, yeah? Get shut, build an RMC, everybody's happy. So ultimately then, that's the end of our day here at WALIBI Belgium, and indeed that's the end of my first visit here at WALIBI Belgium. What a fantastic park it is. I would actually go as far as to say at this point it is better than Holland. I mean, obviously Holland's got some great rides, but this has a much wider range of stuff, and there's a lot of re-rideable attractions, that not being one of them, of course, here. So yeah, really good day. I'm gonna get a cold beer now, because after that I definitely need it. And then we'll head out and wrap this up. You know what, I don't think I've ever needed that more in my life after that. And it's very nice as well. Well, as I said, that's the end of today's visit here to WALIBI Belgium. And again, a huge thank you to Corinne and Chris for making all of this possible. It's been absolutely amazing. Now, Phoenix Adventures, there will be a separate video coming up very, very shortly, explaining a bit more about kind of who they are, what they do, and obviously, more importantly, how you guys can be involved and actually joining us on these coach trips, because they're really affordable and a really, really good way to get out into Europe at a much more affordable way. So, video coming up for that. But the park itself has been fantastic. Kondaa undoubtedly has been the best ride of the day. Pulsar was a great surprise, and Megalodon 2 was also a great surprise. It's been a really good, solid day out, and definitely prefer Belgium now, I would imagine, over kind of Walibi Holland for sort of standard stuff. But we have got the Halloween things coming up, so there'll be more information about that and obviously a full vlog from that. Regardless though, we've still got Park Asterix next week, so if you don't want to miss out on that or any of our future content as well, make sure that you do hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button to let me know. But from myself, Joe, here at WALIBI Belgium, this is Theme Park Insanity, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.